Yes, it does require voter ID. The American people want that. And I say gently to my Democratic friends from Texas, if you don't see the need for that, then there are one or two circumstances here. Either you're so dumb you lose your place during sex, or you want to cheat.
When I lose my place during sex, I just refresh the browser window. I was just kidding, okay? So while crime spreads like a virus on a plane full of Democrats, at least we know true justice is being done. A Florida man has been sentenced to 8 months in jail for breaching the Senate chamber on January 6th, carrying a Trump flag. The only surprise, he didn't get life without parole. Now, we're not liberals, so we get it. You do the crime, you do the time. We got that from Beretta, for anybody watching who's younger than 75. Beretta. He had a parrot. No, doesn't ring a bell. But you can still question the penalty. And, you know, if he were BLM, he would be A-OK. But it's obvious that they overdid the sentencing. In fact, they even admit it. As one assistant U.S. attorney said, it will send a loud and clear message, so there won't be a next time. But you gotta worry when you become a message, because then you're screwed. It's a threat, like finding a horse's head in your bed or a book signed by Andrew Cuomo. Sentencing should only be for the crime and not for a greater message, especially a message so manufactured. You heard it yourself. The breach was the worst thing since the Hindenburg, the JFK assassination, and synchronized swimming all rolled into one.
I believe that January 6th was, in effect, a second kind of civil war.
The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
The worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
The most serious threat to our democracy since the Civil War.
The worst assault on the Capitol since the Civil War.
January 6th was worse than 9/11 because it's continued to rip our country apart.
The assault on free and fair elections is just such a threat, literally. We're facing the most significant test of our democracy since the Civil War.
Wow, it's like they're all working from the same script. Talk about sending a message, and man, they are on message. The media, the Democrats, and even the judges. But why send a message about this and not other things that are killing people? And I'm not talking about climate change or misgendering your friend Danny. Hundreds of people arrested in riots last year have all had their charges dismissed. And these include people who threw projectiles at cops and burned private property, assaulted civilians, and of course there was the looting and the destruction of businesses. In Minneapolis alone, you have over $500 million in damages, 1,500 properties damaged, 150 buildings set on fire, countless police injured. Maybe it's hard to prosecute mobs in masks, but imagine if the government had devoted the time and resources to punish these thugs with the same intensity they devoted to hunting down trespassing grannies who didn't wear masks. Stores could be open again in minority neighborhoods. Parked cars wouldn't get air conditioned by broken windows. We could get MS-13 down to MS-5 or 6. But they didn't. Instead, they egged on the civilians to narc on each other. They turned America into a nation of mafia rats because they hate anything that smells of Trump. And so, ignoring the helpless cries of citizens, our government created an artificial danger to keep us divided, that America is now at the mercy of a white supremacist movement, not a crime wave that's paralyzing cities across the country. Yet we know which one is real and which one isn't. Even the judge who sentenced the Capitol Hill guy used the same exact words from the media. Judge Randolph Moss told the guy, although you were only one member of a larger mob, you actively participated in a larger event that threatened the Capitol and democracy itself. Now, you could say that about the crime wave, but they won't. But that sentiment about January 6th had already been put into play over and over by the media, that this day threatened democracy. Of course, the Capitol reopened, and our dear leaders were back to pretending to work within hours. Meanwhile, countless businesses will never come back since the crime wave began. There are the dead who paid the price for the cowardice of liberal leaders. Remember David Dorn? You should. because the media won't. But good for you, Judge. You got some misguided nutter tossed into the clink. You saved democracy. Not really. You just parroted the media's message, which is, who cares about criminal gangs? We got the dumb white protester covered. Here are some San Francisco locals describing what it's like to run a business now overrun by looters.
They're literally just taking it from the store. They're taking it, grabbing it, and running.
The bottom window is now boarded up because someone broke into our store one night.
A guy come and just grab anything that he can get.
They casually come in, grab what they need, and walk out.
I ran up to stop them, and they kind of threatened everyone here, and then they took what they wanted to and left.
This has been going on for a year and a half now. It's really bad.
Really bad. But I bet they're all really relieved they sentenced the guy from January 6th, since all of those thieves must have been flaky Trump supporters. But AOC will tell you those criminals are only stealing bread to feed their families as they funnel the goods through an elaborate fencing network, making millions for syndicates. Man, has she gone quiet on that? So the government has made a choice. It's not based on justice, but fear. Terrified of the elite activist class, they decided to let the mob steal while locking up crackpots in funny hats. The guy didn't hurt anyone or damage property. What's he going to tell a cellmate that he's in for? Loitering? So he's political collateral damage, a Trump supporter, what the media sees as subhuman, no recipient of mercy. The security of a country is now less important than sheer political revenge. They want you crushed like the wheels on Brian Stelter's desk chair.
Damn.
I know. Sorry. I wonder what the angry white male has to say.
Sure is great taking a walk and being at peace with my thoughts. You know, it's so strange that those same politicians who pushed for lockdowns and then encouraged those violent protests that led to the destruction of cities now want to decriminalize shoplifting and property crimes, which will just further hurt America's small businesses. I mean, I just can't think of any reason for it at all. Don't say Great Reset, it'll make you seem crazy.
Don't say Great Reset, it'll make you seem crazy. Did I just say something?
He is crazy, but I wonder what the angry black male has to say.
What it is, what it was, what it shall be. This is Tyrus. Enough said. You gotta be kidding. What? Yes. What happened January 6th, everyone involved that was arrested and was seen on video is being given some stiff sentences, as they should. It was a bad thing. I don't believe in whataboutism, and I'm not taking one from the other, but I will say this. Everyone that broke into a building, burned down a building, stole a bottle of water, up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages to stores and buildings, should also be given the same stiff penalties. Just putting out there, fair is fair, law is the law. Leave politics out of it. That's it.
So one last quiz. What is a true threat to democracy? Citizens breaching the Capitol? Maybe. Or a government enlisting private companies to curb your freedom of speech while turning your neighbors and relatives into a bunch of squealers? Or how about that same government pretending a crime wave is merely a distraction from unseen and unnamed white terrorists? I think you already know that answer. The problem is, does it matter? Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's done more interviews than a hiring manager at Wendy's. Fox business correspondent Susan Lee. He's our #1 source for names starting with J. Retired U.S. Marine Corps bomb technician and Fox News reporter Johnny Joey Jones. 3 J's. Cheerleader, lawyer, pundit. She's worn more hats than fans at the Kentucky Derby. Outnumbered co-host Emily Campagno. And his animal tattoos are life-size. My massive sidekick and host of Nuts Said on Fox Nation, Tyrus. Susan, welcome to the show. Always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, good to see you.
You're up too early in the morning, so I don't see you then. What, you're at Fox Business. What kind of message is it when no one gets arrested or charged for looting?
Well, we're kind of used to double standards in Washington. Remember when that story broke that Nancy Pelosi is worth $150 million, and that's because she's been buying stock, or her husband has been buying stock that has been affected by policy that she makes. And now, if that happened on Wall Street, people would be thrown away, be put in jail, probably for the rest of their lives for white corporate crime. But in D.C., it seems like a double standard for others, right? Members of Congress, you can go in and buy stock whenever you feel like.
Right. So you have a double standard here then, in which, obviously January 6th, these people go to jail, but a slow-rolling crime wave, you could get away with anything. You could go in and shoplift.
Right. Well, my grandpa used to own a convenience store. So he was running away from Civil War, and that was how he made his new life here in the new land. And when I was little, I didn't know it at the time, but he was being robbed.
Right.
I was a little kid. I didn't know what was happening. He told me to go back into the kitchen and
I remember that
stay
day.
there. You were there.
Yes.
So my grandpa was here trying to make a new life, right? He's trying to build a business. And when things are stolen, he loses money. It hurts him in the end.
Exactly.
So it's the individuals that are just trying to make a living that gets hurt by shoplifting and crime.
Then they leave. They close up the businesses. They leave, and those businesses aren't there. And then the towns or the communities slowly die, Emily. They slowly die. You actually, we were a cheerleader for the Raiders, so you're used to defending criminals.
Everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Except for the Raiders. So anyway, you are a lawyer, and you are. Why do you think there's this double standard?
I don't know, but it kills me too, just as a human. I feel like you don't even have to be an attorney to see the injustice here. And I think what's hard for me to swallow as well as a criminal defense attorney is the fact that the prosecutors are failing to do their job. The system exists in a certain way so that it protects both sides, so that, yes, the defendants are protected, but so are the victims. There are advocates and representatives of everyone in the system in the court. But here, what we're seeing is a complete erosion of that duty on the prosecutorial side. So you talk about the slow dying. I mean, we watched before our eyes Portland burn to the ground, essentially, over 100 straight days of riots and looting and fires. And of all of the federal crimes that were referred for prosecutions, the DA dropped half of them. And of those half, none went to trial. And instead, the ones that got any type of sentence, it was literally doing community service or, quote, encouraging people to vote. Those were for crimes like assaulting a federal officer, burning down the federal building to the tune of $3 million. But, earlier you mentioned revenge in your intro. And in those riots, I will never forget, one of those rioters' signs said, "We don't want Biden, we want revenge."
Right, exactly. What's up, J Cubed? How are you? Happy birthday.
Oh,
Happy
thank
birthday!
you. How about that? I turned old enough to run for president today.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I'm not going to do it unless Tammy Duckworth does.
Oh.
That way no one can say I used my legs to win and she doesn't get to.
Okay.
Okay, I have to do this every time he's on. He likes joking around. You can laugh.
That was not a joke.
Like,
that was not a joke.
No one here thought it was funny that he crossed his leg and then uncrossed it and then sighed relief. No one saw that. I thought it was funny. Sorry. Just putting it out there.
Joe, I'm gonna throw out a conspiracy theory that I came up with, so it's probably true. How is it possible that all the protests and riots suddenly just went away and nothing was solved?
Well,
you know what I mean? Well, we got it. It was almost like it was like a faucet that was turned on and then turned off.
I mean, coronavirus. There's a lot of things that get exacerbated and go away, and then maybe come back when it's politically advantageous. Here's a really good one: the war in Afghanistan. We didn't fight a 20-year war; we fought 10 two-year wars because we had midterms, presidential elections, right? But just on this topic,
good point.
You said earlier, you're like, hey. Why does this double standard exist? Well, it's obvious why it exists. It's in political intimidation. That's exactly what it is. You cannot create an argument to me that white dome I can't remember the
Lego
word.
model, the Capitol building?
Monolith.
I had a mausoleum to corruption.
Ah, there
Damn,
you go.
I would have gotten
it.
Yeah, hey, no,
I
that's
never
okay.
saw that
That's a
coming.
good one.
So you cannot tell me that is more of a symbol of democracy than every town square across the country.
Amen.
And that's what bothers me so much. But here's the difference. The people that exist in those quiet town squares are just the people that go about their lives. They are rule followers. So they're easy to punish.
Ah.
But when people aren't rule followers, they're not easy to punish. And that's the problem. The problem is that the message was clear. You can come for them, but don't come for us. Don't come to Capitol Hill. Go to small towns. We don't care about that, but don't come for us. Don't come for the ruling class.
That really pisses me off the way you frame it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true.
Which as real as it gets.
Yeah,
Nailed
it just pisses the hell out of me because I know that JJJ, Triple J is right. I don't know what I'm saying, Tyrus. You know what? You said it. You said made a really good point as the angry black male that consistency is what matters.
Yes, but we're in the midst of a con, and I'm piggybacking on what he's saying. Here's the thing, we're playing the same game, we've just changed the rules. Now you have people coming out, and unfortunately most of the time they're people of color who have been elected by masses of different colors, saying that things are as bad as they ever were. You can't prove it, we can't deny it, and if we challenge it, we're part of the problem.
Right.
So then you can go ahead and influence people who just want something to burn down. And you're not concerned with what the reactions of it is, and the more that they do it, the more things you can say. And then at some point, when the jig is up and you've got enough money, because everyone who's speaking about the injustice of this country is making a lot of money on speaker fees and donations to the cause in the millions, and eventually it'll be trillions, to make all this money to solve a riddle that they already know the answer to. They're just taking the playbook from a time when things were really bad, when there was the Jim Crow era, when there was a huge difference when if a brother walked into the store and he stole a piece of bread to feed his family, he'd get 20 years, no parole. Now, if when a white person does it, walks into the thing, does the same thing, he would have got he needed food. He needed it for his family. So I suppressed him for having the courage to go in there and take what's his for his family. We've just changed the roles now. Now it's white America that's the problem, because they didn't want equality, they want opportunity and advantage. When you have opportunity and advantage, you can profit from it. And as long as it doesn't happen in their yard, where everyone gets crazy sentences, they can eat themselves, and then you can profit from it. And that's what we're seeing in this country. We have just switched roles.
We flipped
the script. And white people, unfortunately, have been conditioned not to fight back. And you guys need to fight back. And I just end with this. I'm so sorry that your grandfather left the Civil War, came all the way to America, lo and behold, to find out it's worse than a Civil War.
Yes, exactly.
So, sorry.
Such a good point.
That's the woke thing.
Yeah.
Where you at?
It's worst thing
It's the worst thing. He got here. This is worse than when I left. Damn it. Sorry. I'm sorry that you guys had to deal with it.
All right, up next, they said screw the civilians while their private security cost millions.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.